Now, a lot has been spoken so far on starting up and setting up from Mysuru. But the real challenge is scaling a business from a tier 2 city like Mysuru. It comes with a lot of its challenges. There's a limited access for resources and talent that people highlighted that we are not able to retain talent here. There's also a challenge of infrastructure. And our speakers today have highlighted this in the past few sessions. Now it will be wonderful to see what our panelists here have to say on the topic of challenges in scaling tier 2 cities. For this discussion, we have with us Ms. Shravani Pawar and Ms. Savita Malava. And the session will be moderated by our TiECON charter member, Vaishali Hadaman ma'am. I request Vaishali ma'am to please escort Ms. Shravani Pawar and Ms. Savita Malava to the stage. Huge round of applause, everybody. More power for Ms. Shravani Pawar. Agenda and all that. It doesn't have much movement on the destination. Something from title.
I welcome you both to the TiECON Mysuru 23. Thanks for making it. My first question to Matt from Hubli. She has traveled all the way from Hubli, and it's an interesting story. I would like to start with you, ma'am. Can you please tell us about how you started your business and what inspired you and how TiE helped you?
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬಂದ್ರಿ ಶ್ರಾವಣಿ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನೀವೇ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿರಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. But I try to keep it very short and sweet. How I started? I don't know how I started. When I started, yes, I was 23 years old when I started. I come from a social work background. I've done my bachelor's in social work. I was more interested in doing something for women, but I didn't know that what I should be doing. What part of the healthcare salary? I took a break from studies, started working with an NGO. My friends used to say that this is my time waste maatadeki. BSW ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ MSW ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ ಮಸ್ತ್ ನೌಕರಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು ಮುಗಿದಪ್ಪ. My relatives used to say, Sumana, but I was very much clear in my thoughts. Only degrees and certificates won't help. If we want to work with the community, we need practical experience. That's how I took a break from studies. I started working with a rural NGO, which was working with the farmers. ರೈತರ ಜೊತೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನಾನೇ 23 ವಯಸ್ಸು, ಹೊಲ ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಧಾರವಾಡದಾಗಿದ್ರು. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ರೈತರಿಗೆ? ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜನ ಕಾಲದಿಂದ ನಾವು ರೈತಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. But that was my job. Along with that, I also had the responsibility of forming self-help group for women. I got excited. Oh, I started working with them. One thing I noticed, women do everything, except decision making. Decision they rely on the family, and it is not wrong, it is right, but not every time. We are capable enough to take our own decisions. So in story, I came across with a news publication by the Deshpande Foundation. They said they are training on social entrepreneurship. I was like, more words to social work karte hi. Ye 8 tingal social entrepreneurship train kalstare ivara. It was in 2008. After 6 months of working with an NGO, I decided to go back to the course. When I expressed this to my mother, she said, ಕಲಿ ಅಂದಾಗ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡು. ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಲಿತಾನೆ. ಏನಾಗೈತೆ ನಿನಗ? ನನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. So I was in that situation. So when I came to the fellowship program, so we got an opportunity to pitch business plan. I got excited. Oh, social work background because business smart हो ना. मजा बरता है. I had different ideas, plans for like to change them into the city, that we can be making. But then realized this was the same thing what they are also doing. Other NGOs and other organizations. What different am I doing? What is innovation? They should always talk about innovation. So we like to go very much about it. So that's how TiECON started in 2009 with 9 employees. And today we have 1,000+ people working with us in that state.
For people who don't know, Safe Hands provides security service for the people of Hubli, Dharwad, Bijapur, North Karnataka. They are very, very prominent, and the people there work for her, and they are very, very happy to work with her. I also yesterday I saw your TED talk, and I thought about asking you about Savitri, who was a woman who was empowered by your organization. Could you tell the audience a little bit about her so that they also can get inspired? And it's a beautiful story.
There are so many Savitris, but I would like to say one Savitri story. She's still working with us. She is fourth or fifth. Ashtakalpati Jasti. So she got 3 children, and her husband is the main breadwinner of the family. She's completely independent. She used to work with the households. Money or ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು household ಒಂದು 5-6 ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಒಂದೊಂದು ನಡೀತಿತ್ತು. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಚಾಲೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, we used to visit SNGs, we used home visits. So ಅವಾಗ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಮಾಡೋದ್ಕಿಂತ ಒಂದ ಕಡೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಚಲೋ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಸಿಗ್ತೈತಿ, ನಿನ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ESI PF ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಚಾಲೂ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಗಂಡ ಏನೋ ಆರಾಮಿಂದ ತೀರೋಗ್ಬಿಡು. ಸೊ ಅಂತ ಟೈಮ್ನೊಳಗ ಸಾವಿತ್ರಿ ಎಂತ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅಂದ್ರ, ಆಕಿ ಹೊರಗಿನ ಹೋಗಿ ಏನು ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಮ್ಮೆಲೆ ಇಂಥ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರ it has become very difficult. But she says, thanks to Safe Hands, because I am in a safe hands. Safe hands ಒಳಗೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನನಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಬೇರೆದವ್ರ ಮನೆ ಕಡೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಅನ್ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸರಿ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಂಜರ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ನನಗೆ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗಳು ಹೋಗಾಕ ನನಗೆ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ಸಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಡ್ಯೂಟೀಸ್. So like this, there are so many other women who think they are not confident enough, but Safe Hands has given them a good exposure, say that everyone can do anything. ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಾನು ಟೈಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಟೈಪ್ ಹುಬ್ಳಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸೇಫ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎರಡು ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಬಾಜು ಆಫೀಸ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಡೆ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ we were neighbors. They used to call for all the meetings. Hey, meeting करें. Very meeting करें कौन तो मदद करें ना सामने. But it's how I used to think. ये तो कैसा मतलब ये मदद करने को ये वीडियो करते हैं. क्या करना मैं फोकस नहीं किया कैसा मालूम. I was very clear in my mind idea. So अगला करना सुनना होते हैं ऐसे कि मत हो बोलते हैं ना ये तो ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದ್ ದಿವಸ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಪಿಚ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. 50,000 rupees ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಅವಾಗ ಮಜಾ ಬಂತು. So this is how TiE attracted me to take up student membership at TiE, and I take this compliment to say that I am the first women president of TiE. The journey from student to president was awesome. One day I read a lecture and how to sit down. So I heard the first in a brain and Kelly and focus on it. But in 2016, I felt that so much I'm taking from time, what I'm giving back to my organization. So that's when I decided that I take small goals and I do whatever possible for the organizations. And I make sure that everyone get inspired by my work and they will also start doing, they will also start giving back to the organization. So I did whatever possible as a president. And I keep continuing because time is my second home. Lovely. Savita Malappa is CEO and co-founder of Art Process. I would like to ask you the same question, Savita, and as I was going through your biodata, I would like your company's motto or mission, which I want to quote, is our mission is to make data solutions simpler, superior, and qualitative, which I really like. Anything simple is what I like. So I would like you to tell me your story of how you started Art Process and what are the hurdles that you faced.
Yeah, to talk a little bit about Art Process, talk a little bit about my story as well. The typical Bangalore, grew up in Bangalore, to visit Mysuru often. Like many people said today, Mysuru was a holiday destination. Right? Finished engineering, and way back when I graduated, there were no real jobs, no what to do. So did the typical path, did my master's, went to the US, did a job. At some point, got married and said we wanted to come back home. So came back to India many years ago and continued the corporate ladder. And at some point, a corporate life in the tech sector can be very exciting. I don't have anything negative to say about it. I was involved in some very interesting products. We had an MP3 player, which was called the iPod killer, but clearly it wasn't successful. I've also been involved in products like MRI and so on. But at some point, I started saying, what can I do more? And we used to come to Mysore very often. And then, like most ideas, and I think most entrepreneurs, most ideas start with just a conversation. So it was a kind of a dinner conversation. We said, today technology is so advanced. You can, with the power of the network, the power of the internet, and the power of just having a backup, UPS and generator, actually do work anywhere, even the villages that we visit on the weekends. Why do we have to sit in Bangalore and suffocate with the challenging air quality and the traffic? So the thought was, initially the thought was quite selfish. The idea was to move to Mysuru, but Mysuru didn't have that many jobs either. So over this conversation, we said, why not take the jobs to the people rather than bring people, all the people to the cities? And that's what initiated our process. The idea was to decongest our very crowded cities and to enable jobs in more rural towns. So we first actually started in a very small town called Yellandu. Anybody heard of Yellandu? Okay, so there are people who heard of Yellandu. The government had actually an initiative to encourage businesses in towns that are less than 1 million population. So that became a kind of a spoke, and we eventually grew out of Yellandu and consolidated in Mysuru. We do have other centers in Chandranagar and Road as well. With that initial, I think, answers how the idea came about. We started small in 2010, very much like Shravani said, with a small set of people, and we have grown over the years. I think the challenges are there everywhere, and I think both benefits and challenges from the government. I still remember sitting outside the ChessCom office because you need to have 100 computers running, you need power to run it. So sitting day after day to get the power sanctioned, that was a huge challenge. But I'd like to say one thing, and I think I've heard a lot of mixed reactions about Mysore. So when I first came to Mysore, I actually spoke to your father, Mr. Guru Ranga, and he was very encouraging. He's one of the stalwarts here, and the whole family. They said, Mysore is a great place. There's a lot of people in Bangalore, and you see it from some of the speakers today. Mysore the dull town, or the hill is in the wrong side. But I can tell you, we've grown to 1,000+ because of Mysore, right? So don't think that Mysore is not up to the mark. I think there's a lot of potential. If the people don't work, I don't agree. We have people who deliver world-class services sitting out of our Alinhalli office, right? We deliver to Australia, we deliver to Sweden, we deliver to a lot of cities in the US, and they're on time, on quality, and we have repeat customers continuously. Thanks to the people in Mysore, right? So please believe that. I think for me, I'm not a Mysorean, but I believe in Mysore. I think there's people have potential everywhere. It's up to us how to manage and tap it.
Thank you, that was perfect. And I'm a proud Mysorean too. Can you tell us about one of your few best moments and worst moment as a lady entrepreneur? And I would like to add one more question. Do you feel that the personality or the personal brand makes, what do you say, plays a crucial role in the building a business for both of you?
I'd actually like to say no, because I want to believe that an organization is an entity beyond an individual, right? So that's in theory probably true. An organization as a legal entity, as a physical entity, should stay, grow, and live beyond any individual. So I strongly believe that. Having said that, I think all of us put our passion, thoughts, and our personality into it, helps grow the business. So I think that answers it.
Now on the story here, say finance 24/7 is a very simple business. It's a facility management. We recruit them when we train them and we place them with security guards. We do automate the command. That's how our business runs, right? Most of people they said that, oh, he still not about the ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಸಹಿತ ಹಂಗೆ ಇಟ್ರು ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಸೇಫ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ 24/7 ಮುಂದೆ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಇಟ್ರೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಸೇಫ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ 24/7 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಮ್ದು ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೀವಿ ಬಟ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Every entrepreneur has his or her own strength, image, working style, taking team to the next level, taking opportunities, creating opportunities, involving people, creating that organization takes individual efforts and it's a different flavor. How do you balance your personal and professional life as an entrepreneur? You need to balance. So can you just explain on that? How do you balance? The balance is a word ಅಷ್ಟಿಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಬಹಳ ಸರಿ ನಾವು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ಕಿಂತ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಆರಾಮ್ ನಾವು ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮುಗೀತು. Example, when I started Safe Hands as my business, I was 23 years old, and my parents used to say that get married. Oh, even I told my parents that I'm into business after starting 1 year of my business. 1 ವರ್ಷ ನಾನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ business ನ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. Because my mother is a high school teacher and my father is a photographer. I have 2 elder brothers and I'm the youngest daughter at home. Parents always think safety, especially for the daughter. But now something wherever. Now I was very obedient. Whatever my parents, my brother used to say, I just say yes, 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 all my life. Suddenly I felt that ಮಾಡ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ ಮನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ
ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. When we came up with this safe hands idea, starting women security guards. So I didn't tell my parents because I knew that they are going to say no because it's a risky business. If something goes wrong, where you're going to give the money. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದು ನಾಳೆ ನೀನು ಮದ್ವೆ ಯಾರಾಗೋದು ಅಲ್ಲ ಮದುವೆಗೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ನಾನು ಮದುವೆ ಆಗೋದು ನನಗೆ ಯಾರು ಅವ್ರು ಮದುವೆ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನೋ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ನಕ್ಷತ್ರ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. So suddenly my thought process changed. ನಂದೇ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು. First, I build myself. I become what I want to become. Then I get married. I definitely get married. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾರ ಭಯಕರ ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. I used to say my mom that ನಾನು ಮದುವೆನೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 3 ಜನ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಒಬ್ಬಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇನೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟರು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ಗಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ, ಒಬ್ಬಕ್ಕೆ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟರು. ಸೊ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಿಂಗಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮದುವೆ ಬಾಳ ಮಾಡ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೌಂಡ್ ನೈತಾರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಾಕತ್ತೀನಿ ಮುಂದೇನು ಮದುವೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. I met my husband at a cafe, 17. He wanted to start his security business. He was in his recovery in season. So I made my husband to close his business, join my business. So I don't say it is a balance, but I say it's a way of life, how we enjoy it, how we take up our priorities. I got married when I wanted to get married. I have 3 children when I wanted to have children. So I'm still running a business. I do voluntary work. I still cook at my home. I do have support. I have more my helping hands at home, but that's okay. But I still enjoy cooking for my kids, gardening at my home, working at my office, doing social work, doing voluntary work. I'm proud to be Rotarian. So I do everything. It is not a balancing. It's my work.
I'd also like to commend Shravani because she has a 9-month-old and she's made the journey today with all the children coming to Mysuru. Fantastic. I think it is a balancing act. I'm very straightforward. I outsource everything in the house that I'd rather not do. So I don't cook, clean because it's just simpler to outsource it. And I can focus on the things that I think are critical. But as a, I'd like to touch on the balancing part for a woman. I think it's, and I see it in a lot of women who work with me in Mysuru. There's a lot of expectations at home to be, still the perfect traditional Indian woman. You have to still make Obbatu on Ugadi and you still have to do the right things even if you have something else in the office. And I do think it's tougher. But what I'd like to say is, it is possible to do it all, right? It is possible to have children, have a home, like Shravani very well said. It's a way of life. We learn to learn our own coping mechanisms and to balance it. The word is balance, but there's no need to sacrifice one for the other, and I think it's entirely possible to do it. So you okay?
My last question, then we will open up for question and answer. Whoever wants to ask anything, they can do it. What are some of the key lessons that you would like to tell? There are many young people here who want to start their business. What are the, of course, business is risk and you need to have passion, all those things are there. But what are the main things that we need to have to start a business?
The traditional idea is always passion. I have passion for it. But I think it's, a small percentage of passion, but a lot of perseverance. So you have to stick and stay and keep doing it. And usually things evolve. And it may start as something, but evolve into something else. But I think being perseverant is almost equally, if not more important than passion. So, I think I see a number of people here, and it's really encouraging because I assume all of you are budding entrepreneurs are already there. It's so nice to see that vibrant environment, and I think I'd like to wish you all luck, and I'd like to say, just, stay the path, stay the course, and things will happen.
ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಬರೀ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೇವೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಂತೇಳಿ ಈಗಿನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಟೈಮ್ ಐತರಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಂತೇಳಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೊದಲು ರೊಕ್ಕ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೊದಲು ಟೀಮ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೊದಲು ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಇದಾಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಮೊದಲು ಕೆಲಸ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. This is one. And the second is, ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ನೀವು ಕಲ್ತ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ತಿಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಉಳಿದದನ್ನು ನೋಡಕ ಹೈಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸರಿ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಲ್ತ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೂ ದಟ್. ನೌ ಆರ್ ನೆವರ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅವರ್ ಓನ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್. ವಿ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಐತಿ, ನನಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೈತಿ, ನನಗೆ ಹಂಗಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದರ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. In 2013, I'm a TEDx speaker at Pune. My talk was on 23rd November, and my due date for my first child was 25th November. TEDx talk ದವರು 6 months ಮುಂಚೆನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು. ನನಗೆ ನೆನಪಾಗಿದ್ದವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾ that I'm expecting a child and my due date is this. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆನಪಾದ ಇವನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ. I spoke to the organizers and I said that see, I'm expecting my baby and this is the due date. I don't know what to do. And they're like, we really want to have your story, but we don't want to trouble you. If you're comfortable, we can have you next year. I was like, give me 2 days of time, I'll come back to you. I started thinking, I discussed with my husband. He said, ಮುಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷ ಬಾ ಅಂತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಹುಟ್ಟು ಆರಾಮ್ಸೆ ಉಣ್ಣಾಕುದೆಲ್ಲ ಉಟ್ಟಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. I said, no, I want to go this year. ಹೋಗೋದಲ್ಲ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯವರು. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾ ಇದರ ಹೋಗುದು. Then he asked me, give me one reason why you want to go this year, not next year. I asked him, will you give me the guarantee that I will be alive next year? He said, Nadi, all reports to Nadi. So, doctor was ready, ambulance was ready, hospital was booked, all the arrangements were done in Pune. My talk was over on 23rd. 24th morning, we left Pune. We passed 30 kilometers. My wife was in a car. My husband was tensed. Now, here I am with him. ಯಾಕೆ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯೊಳಗೆ ಯಾರು ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಾಗ ಯಾರು ನಡೆಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬೇರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಐ ಅಗ್ರಿ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವೇನ್ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಹಂಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ಧಾರವಾಡ ಬಂದು ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So with this, I would like to say that we limit ourselves. We should never limit ourselves. Fantastic story. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆನೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಮುಳುಗಾಯ್ತು, ಚಳಿ ಏನು ಗಾಳಿ ಏನು ದುಗುಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ಫಸ್ಟ್. I also agree with that. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. So that's a nice thing. I would like if anybody wants to ask a question.
Thank you so much for a wonderful talk, ma'am. Entrepreneurship is a gender neutral. I firmly believe that. It has nothing to do being a female, that you get an extra pat on your back. In fact, it is worse. We have to worry about the morning coffee and evening Mysuru also. In between the Tichis and the festivals and the people and the family and
and then also try to go market from there and earn money and this. So first and foremost, applaud all three of you for where you are. And seriously, Shravani ma'am, today is a day that I'm inspired. I have heard so many of your private comments and really I am inspired. My question which I wanted to ask you was, what is the difference between financially independent woman and empowered woman? To answer your question, ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ರೊಕ್ಕ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಬಟ್ ಏನ್ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Empowered women can take a proper decision. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ರೊಕ್ಕ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಶಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು ಬಟ್ ಆ ಶಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ ಅದು ಹೋರಾಟ. But empowered lady can inspire, empower more people and create practice. Hi, good afternoon. It's finally great to see women talking on the stage and sharing their insights. I've been waiting for this since last evening. My name is Saika and I'm basically from Mumbai and moved to Mysuru 2 years ago with my family with no professional intention but pure personal. My question, I'm coming straight to the point. My question is, by when Mysuru can see a significant increase in women entrepreneurs? What do you think? And any one of you can answer. You can start becoming an entrepreneur from today. Okay. And with passion, perseverance, and you have a good financial backing and some common sense, I think nothing can stop you from becoming what you want to become. Is my answer, because when I started my multiplex, which is a very rare thing for a lady exhibitor to exhibit movies, the whole ecosystem was male dominated. They said, you will tell Agala, it was the answer I got. I said, doesn't matter. And I had my family backing. And I told my husband that, look, this is what they're talking. He said, doesn't matter. You just go on. You like to do it, you do it. The rest will follow. And the same distributors call me today and say that, ma'am, we are sorry, but we need your opinion on this particular film. So I firmly believe that we need to believe in ourselves first, that we can do it, and put in all the effort, whatever is needed for the work to get done. So that was a fabulous question. Just wanted to also, before I come to my question, I'm Kanchan Vivedi, I'm the founder of Inspire. Building then the growing a community for women, college girls, entrepreneurs, homemakers, and corporate women. I'm looking to empower them by providing them with opportunities, jobs, business opportunities, and this is a pan-India initiative. It's been such an inspiring talk, so motivating to listen to all of you. I also wanted to know who have been the inspiring men and women in your lives who have, kind of changed the trajectory of your life. So who, it could be a man, it could be a woman, who have inspired you in your life?
It's a tough one because, it's usually a number of people. But I do remember one, I had a woman boss in my corporate career, and she was very dynamic, and she was a renowned Bharatanatyam dancer, and she went on to become kind of a CTO at one of the verticals in Philips in Eindhoven. But I think she kind of motivated and inspired. But I think very difficult to talk about any one or two people, there's always a number of people who inspire you. But I can tell you what inspires me on a daily basis is the impact we create. When you come to the office, and I think I can speak for all three of us, when you come in and you see people coming to work and you create an impact, that motivates you and inspires you every day.
Absolutely beautiful, and maybe, other two also, I would love to hear from both of you. For me, I think the foundation that I received from my parents and the encouragement and the support I received from my husband played a very, very important role for what I am today. Thank you. ಇಬ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ನಾ ಸಾವಿತ್ರಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗ ದಿವ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ ಕೆಲವು ಏನ್ ಬಾಳ ಸಾಕು ಅನ್ಸಿರ್ತೈತಿ ಅದು ಫುಲ್ ಮನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತೀನಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಂತ ಸೇವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಂತ ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಇಷ್ಟು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅದಾರ ಸೊ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮೋರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಒನ್ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಭಯಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರೋ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. So now my husband look after my kids. When I'm at home, my husband look after the business. He is my substitute.
That is amazing support from your husband. Yeah, so nice to know. Thank you so much.
Thank
I would like to share one thing that many a time we start comparing ourselves. Oh, ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾಳ ಅವ್ನು ಹಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಈಕಿ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಲು ನಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನ್ ಜೀವನಾನೇ ಇದ್ರಾಗ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನ್ ಹಿಂಗ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಂಗ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಚಲೋ ಆಗ್ತೈತೆ ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ಚಲೋ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳ ಕಡೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಬಟ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಹಳ ಯುನೀಕ್ ಅದೇವಿ, ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅದೇವಿ, ಬಹಳ ಚಲೋ ಅದೇವಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತಗೊಂಡು ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಆ ಖುಷಿಯಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೈತಿ, ಆ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು. So I would like to request all the women in the hall that don't take any pressure of taking successful ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಚೀವರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಾನ ಬರ್ತಾವ, ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಾನ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಖುಷಿಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. Please don't take any pressure, but live your life with happiness and joy, with passion. So everything will follow.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I think this was a completely balanced panel, I would say, which totally brought out the message of one size doesn't fit all. We had two illustrious panelists and one moderator who said one believed in finding serenity in chaos, while others said she follows a structured process and believes in balance. One said that she likes to go with the wind, and the other said that she would like to balance the currents. One just mentioned that the boss was the motivation, and the other mentioned the team is a motivation. A totally balanced panel, which goes on to show that only through perseverance you can individually succeed. You don't need to have a formula that doesn't exist. Don't take any pressure, pursue with pleasure, and find your passion and make it work through perseverance. Thank you so much for this amazing panel. Now I call upon Mr. Pawan Ranga, charter member and board member of Mysuru, to please share a small token of our gratitude to the panelists.